Okay. It's because there's an auto start and an auto stop setting. And for some reason, when I created a new one, it decided just not to have them. I have a deadline to get as much done as possible. Oh god, that's filled the chat with text. Realistically, the dioramas are being made out of already completed models rather than new. Oh, well, that's fair enough. Okay, it should be working now. All the YouTubes should be up. Diorama, not quite. Hello, Wayne. Thank you. Back to a new tabletop game. Gaslands. Oh shit, I've seen that. I really want to make a vehicle for it. Now that I know the miniatures and models painting thing is like a good category to be in, I might actually make and paint one. Maybe it's something I can do as a sub goal at some point. Right. Speaking of which, we're less than 100 subs away from our goal for the month. Which is fucking awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, so I'm gonna reduce how much paint. Upgraded. Your girl Izzy, welcome back. Thank you for the 2 years. Hell yeah. How are you doing? Right. It's fun. Oh, I really want to try it. I just don't have anyone to play these things with. Right, so what we're gonna do, the paint that I've got on here, I'm gonna see how it goes. And if it doesn't bring it out the way I want it to, I just need to make some minor changes. But it's usually just making sure the brush is dry enough. You can see how that ribcage has gone from pink to a off-white. That's kind of where we're aiming to be. An off-white with some pink tinge in places. Plus you have to remember that it's a biological thing, so it's going to have some variation. Go up. Oh, hell yeah, we're 96 subs away from the goal. That's awesome. Well on the way. Right. Oh, I also figured out how I'm going to make my gaming table. I'm very excited to put it together. I'm definitely going to make a video about it because it's honestly probably the best way to build a table if you need to be able to pack it away. I have some great ideas for it. I'm really excited to show people. It's like ideal for, say you live in a flat, ideal for that kind of thing. I think fighting a lizard creature in the jungles, that would be really cool. You might like oh my god, what's it called? Trench Crusade. You might enjoy Trench Crusade, Redtail. Yeah, the Dark Side OST is crazy. No pack away, only table. Life is now table. Oh, okay. But the idea is that I wanted something I could unpack in my office. So that I could have a table that's easy to set up and put all the games on. And I wouldn't have to like take over the dining table. And that way I can just pack it down the next day when I feel like it, rather than it being in the way of like Frosty and stuff. Also, because this is the torso and the way that it is shaped, I'm going to have to do this all without any kind of mount. This is still working towards the campaign, JKL. I am still working towards it. It has been like my back burner project for a long time. I've had people over to play learning games to kind of get things started, and we're well on the way. Thanks, Angel. The thing about this project is, if I get it just right, it's something that could go on for like ever, really. But you have to start right. And I knew it was going to take me a while. And I knew if I tried to rush it, I would burn out and not enjoy it anymore. So I had to make sure that when I was doing this, I was doing it because I enjoyed it, because it also may not work out. And so I would rather, if it doesn't work out, it's at least something I can do with some friends. What? Made everyone play Frog Fractions? What? But like, yeah, it's one of those difficult things that I know I'm never going to make it as, you know, if I went all in on this and I stopped doing my other content, that's a bad idea. But at the end of this, I'm going to have 4 nice armies that will have a good story to them. And I have ideas for working with other people potentially in the future. So I'm just kind of, you know, I want it to be just right. And if it takes until 11th edition, I'll still do it. Hey, Lolsamore, welcome back. How you doing? Good of you to return to the stream again. Okay. The torso itself is pretty much dry brush to skin colour as I want it. Although I need to do some of the stuff in here a bit more. Because I've got to get some of the light colour back in and less of the pink. Because the head won't cover all of this. Typical Nero. But yeah, it's definitely about the journey. Would you like to see what I've got done so far? Also, chat, how's the focus been? Is it good? Because I think I've sorted it out now. Hey, Jib. How you doing? Don't think I have seen you in a long time. You want to see? Alright. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use up this paint. And then once this is used up, which it pretty much is, I'll stop and I'll go and get the 2 boxes of models. Just give you guys a quick tour through what we've done so far. And then we'll continue with this. That ribcage is looking pretty good, I think. Definitely needs a white dry brush just to bring it up a little bit. And then the arms need doing. But let's clean the brush. And then Primarch for £10, yeah. Been okay so far? I'm glad. Glad it is focusing because really need it to. Sorry, this is a big brush, so I have to make sure I get it properly clean. There we go. I've also invested in brushes, JKL. So I have one brush, though I have 3 versions of it, and it is just right for doing comfortable painting and saving me a lot of time. This is a really cheap dry brush. It says it's some no-name brand from Amazon. It's not a proper Citadel one. I've invested in... it's worn off now, but that's a Winsor & Newton. And then this is Games Workshop's rebranded exactly the same thing. I bought a size 0 brush, and it's perfect. But everything else is just cheap Amazon stuff because you don't need anything expensive for it. Right, let me grab these models. I'm going to try and be quick, because we have painting to do. But, need a 7-0, but no. No, I do not. I have a 5-0 somewhere. And I use it for eyes sometimes. So, I don't know what the good way is to do this, because we've got, like, there's a lot in here. I think I'm going to just show you one of each. Felt Basilisk? Here. So we've got an old resin lictor. This was awful to paint. Because these old Finecast models are just not very good. But it was a good little, like, experiment and learning on like how my color scheme works. So I'm pretty happy with it, but it is just a horrible model because it's made of resin, and it's Finecast resin, which is poopy. Hey, Ramon. I quite enjoyed doing these guys because it was nice to do something a bit different. Like that red is very standout. It's a what the word is, where it's a parasite. The gun is a parasite. It's a whole thing. You got it very different, and it's like brains controlled and all sorts. But yeah, it's okay. But equally, these five, the 5 of those are only going to appear once. They won't ever be in the appear again. I've then got 20 gaunts. These probably took some of the longest time to do because I was kind of learning the scheme while doing these, but I think they've worked out quite well. And I like how I've ended up with a sheen on the carapace. It's not too bright, but it's enough to make it look like slick and shiny armor. We then have the PDF, Planetary Defense Force Guard, who basically have never seen a fight in their life. They've just been like the local police force, which is why all of their equipment, like all their heavy equipment, is still the grey that it was when they were shipped it. But it's pretty cool. Like, you have a thing about blue armor? I mean, blue armor's pretty good.
Your presence is appreciated.
Hey, Felt Basilisk, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying just seeing my collection of various things. So we've also got Ulthway. They're going to be one of the armies in the campaign. You alright? Frosty has appeared to come and look at what I'm showing you guys. Just trying to get...
He's breaking his models, chat.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he is. Broken.
This is designed to come off.
Oh.
If I can get it to stay. It's pressure fit. There we go. This is the heavy weapon that goes with the Guardians. Did a little bit of freehanding on it. It was just kind of getting my head around it. Oh, she's already gone, Angel. I'm sorry. Happening? What's the bot saying? Neural is being a pain. But yeah, so we've got these heavy weapon team. No, heavy weapon platform. You also might notice I haven't done any of the static grass yet because I'm not confident in how I'm going to do it. But I have 3 large bottles of, how much is this? Oh, a litre. So I have 3 litres of static grass. Different kinds to put together. They're just Eldar. They're not the Dark Eldar. They're now called Eldari. So they're the non-Dark Eldar. Right, I got them all back in. That was kind of a good mix of what's in box 1. And then... obviously JK. In box 2 we have more more of the local PDF guard. I was quite pleased with how this guy came out. Part of the command squad. We also have the commander of them in here. Painting the command squad was nice because I did each one individually. I did this guy as like a blonde posh boy because I thought it made sense. No, the banner is actually 3D model. It's three-dimensional. It's modelled on. I just paint it. The platform was freehand. The gun platform and its little jagged icons, that was all freehand. These guys that I really like is the librarian. So far, all of this is slowly going up on my Instagram, by the way. I'm slowly sharing everything I've painted. So we've also got the Crimson Fist commander there.
New cultists detected.
Oh, Vax, thank you for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying seeing everything. But yeah, I'm working on getting this all put up on the Instagram. You guys can kind of see how I'm progressing. I'm going to show you a regular Space Marine real quick. I've got Assault Marines to put up still, to paint up rather. And I've got a couple tanks. That kind of covers, because Marines are basically the same. I've still got to do their transfers, which is a whole other fish that's going to be interesting. Because I've never really done transfers properly before. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing these guys because I've got some original jump packs. I had these completely unused in my bits box, and then they're going to go on these guys, and they actually look great. They look like just the right size. I'm looking forward to doing that. Hey, Romain. Don't jinx it, Angel. Or did we have one? I didn't see one. You did with the Marine's weapon? What did I do with the Marine's weapon? I think I just painted it black and did silver bits. But, yeah. I'm enjoying painting them, which is the main thing. Like, it feels like proper army stuff. But, like, at the end of it, I know I'm going to have 4 distinct forces. If you guys want to see the Sentinel, it's on my Instagram. I think it's my most recent post. So you can catch like everything else I'm doing on there. If someone does ! Insta for me, you can go and follow on there and you'll see. I'm also sharing it on Blue Sky. Seeing how that goes. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how things are coming out. I also have an entire Krieg army to paint, which isn't even built, it's still in the boxes. And that's 1,000 points. Like, all 4 of the armies are 1,000 points. So it's going to take a while to get them all done, but I'm kind of figuring it out and getting faster as I go. Anyway, back to dry brushing. The main point of this is the main body colour. So we're kind of hiding away any of the staining in the pinky purple. And then we'll follow it up with a dry brush highlight of white. You'll also come to find that I skip a lot of things that I just don't think need to be done. I'm not, I'm not someone who's painting to enter a competition. I'm someone who's painting so that when you see it on the tabletop you go, that's a cool looking army. And I know I'm good at that because I once painted an army in 3 days, went to a tournament and they almost picked it as the best painted army despite the fact that I had spent what felt like no time at all on it. But it's important to me that I paint it so that I feel I've done a good job. Not that I feel like it's going to go into a painting competition and win. That's just not me. You know? When it's done, I want you guys to look at the army and go, that looks really cool. Not to pick up each individual piece and go, this could win a competition. This could win a competition. I don't have time for that. I have too many other things to do in my life. I'm not here winning competitions, you know. Right, so I've just put a bit more paint on my brush this time, because these open arm areas are not lending themselves very well to being coloured, and also because of the angles, it'll be a bit awkward to get the colour in. So, like, I don't know how I'm going to get the arm back there. I'm going to have to use a smaller dry brush, which is going to be a bit of a pain, or I'm going to slice the arm off. Honestly, done it. I won't mind doing it again. Hey Sarah, how's it going? How's the focus, by the way? Is it still working for you guys? Still looking good? Like, sub-assemblies are so useful. Hey Dr. Insano, things going alright? Oh, Sarah, did you manage to catch up on your lost sleep from yesterday? So here's the issue. I can't get at both of these arms, but I think I can remove this rear arm. I think. I have glued it too well. Did a stream with my boss at work since he does Warhammer mini painting stuff. If he shows up, everyone be cool. Okay. I'll tell him that you work too hard. Yeah? Be like, Dr. Insano works too hard. You should give him a raise. In the form of gifting subs to the stream, obviously. Last person I raided last night. Oh my god, what? Oh my god, Sarah. So you said you were tired and were going to sleep and then just didn't. Sounds about right. Did you at least manage to read some anime? Okay, I'm not sure I can get the arm off here. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might be able to, because it doesn't look like it's fully glued. I have to say, I have done this because I've ripped off the wings from my Prime, because I've got to paint it. Get Ciro's boss to buy Silver Wolf. But it's Dr. Insano's boss that's coming here. By the app or the whole company. I mean, he technically can't buy the whole company. I don't want to do this really. These arms I can definitely dry brush. It's these two that I can't quite get to. I'm going to have to use the smaller dry brush and see how I get on. Let's give it a go. Hello, Mind System. Just finished moving out my room for renovations. Oh, yeah. It's plastic glued, so it's, yeah, welded. Hello, Mr. Krabs. I did see that Space Marine 3 got announced, and I'm really excited to see who they put us up against in the new game. Because it's going to be a different enemy, it has to be. It can't just be more of the same. The first game was Orcs, and the second game was Tyranids, and it always turns into there being some chaos, because that's just the lore, I guess. Well, actually, it's Titus's background, which... Actually, are we going to play Titus in the campaign? I suppose we will, because there's that whole thing of we need to go somewhere. But I'm hoping for a campaign DLC before we go off to the third game. But equally, they might have just received enough investment to turn that DLC into a full game. As guardsman, could you imagine? For Eldari in... What's FFS? So hello, Violet. He's in the promo picture. Yeah, but equally they haven't like actually done anything for the game. So you know, it could be, you know, a little trick. Oh, right. I thought you meant an abbreviation for like some game, and I was very confused. It's still early for SM3. I think it's early to announce it, but equally, it's going to get people to keep playing the current game. I think this might be the first time that we see a game doing effectively games as a service the right way. Because they'll be making a really good game, and then instead of saying buy our cosmetics to keep us making stuff for the game, they're saying buy the sequel. It will have all the new content and give you all the new stuff without us having to figure out how to pump you for money. Because they got 6 million people to buy Space Marine 2. When Space Marine 3 comes out, more people will buy Space Marine 1 and 2. There is no downside. Yeah, like, I think we'll get the first trailer in like 3 years. And I think we'll be happy that we get it in 3 years. Because then we will have gone through the content cycle of Space Marine 2. And they will have had time to actually make content and make a game. I'm pretty sure the writer of Space Marine 2 probably already has ideas for Space Marine 3, and they've already been pitching it. Yeah, I'm hoping for story DLC for Space Marine 2 at some point. Alright, Zero, enjoy your alert and enjoy Zenless. Try not to look at too many waifu butts. Right, so this smaller dry brush has actually proved to be quite good for what I want, and I'm also managing to paint in all the smooth surfaces again. So this should work quite nicely. The other good thing is these hands are going to get washed red. I'm not too bothered about it being perfect, but I do need to get it to be less pink so that when the red goes on, it doesn't darken down even more. And you can see there I've accidentally done a bit much in there, but the fact is, when I finish painting this, none of you will notice that. But yeah, we're well on our way. Things are working out. Once we've done this dry brush, the next thing to do is to paint all the carapace in purple. And then wash it down, which will be fun. You'll notice, I don't believe you. I think you'll forget. At the end of the stream, I'll be like, JKL, do you even remember what you were looking for? And you'll be like, no. Where's the Halo troopers? That'll definitely be your response. Speaking of which, I forgot to apply to the content creator thing. And I really need to do that. Although, to be fair, I wasn't in the right place to do it at the time, and I am now. Allowed to speak about it now? Oh, okay. Well, it's out now, isn't it? So I'll have to see if Mantic will send me some stuff, because then I can do some painting streams and things. Power Simulator 2, yeah, I mean, it's probably because they have enough stuff stored up that they can do another campaign. Right, so this looks way more white than it did before. It now matches, oh, this guy. Next, it needs to match this guy. Kind of funny that I've got each stage kind of done for each thing. What are your thoughts on the Carnifex kit? So, Grayson, the Carnifex kit came out in 2010, maybe no, 2008. This kit came out when I was still playing before I took a break and then came back again. When it first came out, it was a really good kit. It was also the largest Tyranid kit. We've come a long way, and Games Workshop have not updated it. It's a really good kit if the molds weren't super old, because this is clear wear and tear on the mold, which is why it's not as good. Like, you can see these gaps here. These gaps, if I found, I don't know where I've put my really old one, but it no, the Carnifex is newer. This, oh god, is this older than 2008? Oh Christ, it is. The Carnifex came out in 4th edition. So it didn't come out in 2008, it came out in 2006? 5? 7? Maybe. Because the Carnifex came out with the 5th edition release of Tyranids. The Carnifex came out in the 4th edition release. It's at least like 3 or 4 years older, maybe 5. Yeah, I'm streaming to YouTube at the same time, JKL. So, you're talking to people in those chats. Yeah, are any of you even older than that? I mean... Yeah, the multi-streaming has been really helpful. It's helped a lot of people find the stream. By the way, chat, if you are enjoying the stream, please do pop over to the Twitch, because that is my main place. That's where I mainly chat. And you'll meet lots of like-minded people to chat with. Also, if you haven't, please do drop a follow as well. That's a huge, huge help. We're now 225 follows away from 14,000, and I realised we're currently 45 follows away from the most followers I've ever had. Oh, hey JKL, no. But yeah, the Carnifex kit was 4th edition. Carnifex was 5th edition. The Carnifex is on the cusp of starting to get those dodgy mold edges and the warping and stuff. Whereas the Carnifex has reached that point. Like I was saying, down here you can see these 2 lines. These weren't there, basically. This would actually stick properly together. Color reverse and all the Twitch viewers hop over to YouTube. Please no. Average viewership matters on Twitch. Doesn't mean a thing on YouTube. Subscribers is what matters on YouTube, and views. Weird. You could literally reopen my stream over and over. That would count as loads of views, and on YouTube that would make stuff go crazy. It's really weird. Speaking of which, the shorts have been doing really well. Actually, really cool. Up on YouTube, thank you, JK. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get myself to start editing YouTube videos. It's just having the brain to do it. I've made notes to make a YouTube video, like it's there. I just have to go through and edit to my notes, and then I'm done. Just hard for me. I don't know why. Right, so we're going to go on to White Scar and just dry brush the torso. This will bring out all of the edges and stuff. And make it look like it's white armor when it's not really white armor, it's off-white. You'll barely see this on the camera though because it's so minimal. This is more for me. Refresh scripts on his videos. No. The best thing to do is to put my videos in a YouTube playlist and then just press play. And leave it playing with the tab muted. I'm not saying that lots of content creators do this, but I have heard of it. The goal here is to highlight main areas. I'm going off screen again, there we go. This also makes up for anywhere that I've accidentally painted in the recesses too much. And equally, I can always go back and just redo any recesses I'm not happy with. This kit is showing its age though, because it's like some of the stuff is soft. Hey Tori, how you doing? I'm sorry I haven't got around to doing painting guide videos. I really should. If you have any questions about painting though, ask away. I'm happy to answer them. Like if you want to know how to like get good stuff easily, I'm more than happy to tell you all about how I cut all the corners to get stuff to look better, so I don't have to spend ages on it. Yeah. Okay. So the white dry brushing is done. Now it worked. I have a picture to post of my mini painting progress. You should! I'm looking forward to seeing how you get on. Building took so long. It really can, especially when you've got to clean all the mold lines and stuff. What would you change in your painting technique when the models become bigger? If they double your size? So, actually, that's one of the things I figured out when I painted the Lictor. One is the brush sizes for dry brushing. Makes a big difference. But what was I going to say? When it came to the carapace, I added in this lighter purple to the dry brushing because it made a huge difference. What I was doing before, I'd paint the purple, do the wash to bring it down, and then dry brush it with this kind of Warp Fiend grey, which is like a it's like a purpley grey. But adding this extra level of purple made a huge difference. Wait, fixed what? Dr. Insano, what are you referring to? Oh, I see. I missed what JKL said. Trains used to help on stream with our yeah. Yeah, these days we're doing create with trains. That's our main train thing. Oh, black and not white. Well, what are you painting again? Is this World Eaters? Because I love painting red from black. Red Railroader? I did. It was alright. It felt a bit linear, so it didn't really fit with, you know, the kind of content I normally do. I felt like I couldn't get as far. I can still paint on this. I couldn't get as far with doing stuff. Dr. Insano. Devin's painting the world. Right, okay. What are you painting then, Dory? I can't remember. Opening the YouTube stream, multiple tabs. Oh, that actually work? Should we try it again? Why don't you guys just open it as many times as you can and see what happens? Why not? It doesn't matter. Decent multiplayer I found way better than RRO. Yeah, RRO keeps getting the same issues over and over, which is really unfortunate. Right, so we've done the exoskeleton parts. Now it's time for the carapace, which needs to be painted in this dark purple, which will come out all patchy and different, but when we do the black wash, that will make it look really, really good. Engine's here. Oh, so you're going to be doing red then as well. Yes. I really want to get Mechanicus, but I can't justify it at the moment. I've got so many, like, haven't got any ideas for fitting it in with what I'm doing right now, but as the campaign rolls on, I may be able to. Right, I'm going to use one of my cheaper brushes. Hello, Blackjack, welcome back. Any problems, best waiting. A century of steam? Oh, God knows. I realise it's so hard to build and paint. It can take quite a bit. They've made the kits a lot more complicated than they used to be, that's for sure. They used to be way simpler. This purple is on its way out. Fortunately, I have some more. Right, so I'm just going to get a bit of water, mix it in. Makes it easier to brush on. This brush, because it's a cheap brush, has kind of gotten stuck together a bit. But we're going to start inside the carapace just to see how it goes. And, I mean, that looks pretty good, actually. Overall. And I'm just kind of getting all the edges so that we can get started with things. I'm not sure this brush is going to do the job I want. This is the largest model I've painted so far. The Tyranids. But it's one of those things that it will be a really good way to kind of gauge how I'm going to get on with that. Alright, JKL. See you later. It's been good catching up. I hope we see you in chat again. I hope you can find some time to drop by, because that would be great. It's always nice to chat to you about miniatures and stuff and ideas. For those who don't know in chat, JKL is like a professional model maker. He worked on making the new Halo tabletop game. And I often ask him for tips on modelling things. Even if sometimes I ignore his advice because I don't want to do the complicated stuff. I've like 20 YouTube tabs open for the YouTube stream. Shall we see if it counts? I'm going to check the stats. It'd be really funny if it still counted. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, that one says 9. And this one says 3. It works. It apparently works. We have 11 concurrent viewers. Used for a diorama you built. Ooh, if you want to share your diorama, you should join our Discord and post it in there. Do the complicated... Look, when I haven't got a million models. Anyway, see you later, JKO. Have a good one. Right. I don't like this brush. It feels really uncomfy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my small brush, use it to paint all the edges, and see what happens. 4 YouTube tabs open. I don't know. It seemed to work. I think it like partially works. Yeah, it's weird. It's like jumping around. I suspect it may count 2 and then stop. Look to the theory part. After it's been modelled on the PC, I stop. Oh, for 3D modelling and stuff, yeah. Right, I'm not going to use that brush because it's a bit crap and it feels comfy. I also might have to start using my new purple because this one is trying to give up. Hang on. Any tips for pinning, just holding things to paint while being cheap? So if you want to do sub-assemblies to paint, first of all, there's nothing wrong with having a model that's fully assembled to paint, right? This is easy. This is fine. Learning how to paint around what you're working on, this isn't finished. This is like a half-done model. But learning how to paint around what's there, nothing wrong with it. If you don't like it, you can have things like the arms off, for example. If you want to do that, make sure you leave the areas that they stick together, like the arm sockets. Leave those unpainted. A good way to do that is to put a little bit of like blue tack, white tack in there to cover it up. And then when you're done, you just pick that off and the plastic glue will work. I don't recommend leaving stuff on sprues because you end up with the flashing and having to clean that up afterwards, and then you end up with like, am I going to scrape off half the paint? Or, yeah. Oh yeah, your guys are going to be a real pain for that. So, the captain I showed earlier, I left him off the base and then I could get to his cloak. And that was enough for me. But if you want to paint their cloaks, I don't know how they go together. Can you leave their legs off? Can you have like torsos and then put a like use a pin vise to drill in and put a paperclip inside? I always have a paperclip on my desk because pinning is really useful. You can. So stick their legs to the bases. Make sure you get what you want for the poses, but then don't stick the torsos on with the cloaks. And then you can just paint the upper half separate from the lower half. And paint the cloaks. Yeah, so basically you could put a pin up into their waist and then attach that to like a paint pot or whatever your paint holder is going to be. Or just hold the paperclip, to be honest. That also works. Especially if it's still folded up like this, because that's a decent enough handle to then have the thing on. The other thing I would say is spray paint both halves the same colour. If you accidentally paint over the parts that need gluing, I'm probably going to have to do this. Actually, I've got a bit of super glue on this leg. See how this is actually a bit of super glue. All I'm going to do is take a knife. Although I use a standing knife, you probably shouldn't use one and use something else. But you can literally just scrape away whatever's there. And then that's it. Just scrape it away with a knife and you're good. Just be careful. Yeah, Mind System. I decided to put on Warhammer soundtrack. I'd much rather. Yeah, there's almost no, like, especially these days, you pretty much can't make a mistake because you can paint strip plastic now. Tori, it's fine. Like, when it comes to painting, I'm giving you lots of this advice. You don't have to do any of it, right? You could do whatever you want, honestly. I'm trying to look for a... Oh, actually... Hang on, let me show you this. This guy is one of the first things I painted. And he's chipped to hell. I spray painted him ultramarine blue back in the day when they did the skinny cans. Put silver in the palm of his hand, one skin tone layer and some yellow. That was enough for me when I was playing then. He got chipped to hell being stored in a box. This is how you start, right? You don't have to be a perfect painter. Here's his Stormbolter and where he would sit. And this is, you know, you got to start somewhere. Hello, Francois. Thank you for that. But this is the thing. You've got to start somewhere. Couldn't submit my gas meter readings. Turns out the problem was in the previous period the reading was 0 usage, not even 1. Told me the apartment was empty and it was mostly summer. Oh, that's interesting, Bubba. Well, at least you got it sorted. I'm looking forward to seeing it, Tori. Hello, Frog. Welcome back. I'm always excited to see people's like new attempts. I think it's important that you know that, you know, I was never like this is the most recently finished model I've done. I wasn't this good to start, you know, and even now I like to cut corners than spend time on things. I want it to look good, but I don't want to spend my entire day painting one model because I know I have an army to do. Hey, Alistair. They are indeed small. How are you doing, Alistair? Things going alright? Have you done any more models yourself recently? My plan here is to kind of make some shapes. Try and get like... Might be perfect, but it's just kind of trying to get bits and pieces. Not wet enough. I'll get the paint watery enough because I'm currently doing the I just want this to spread easily. If I'm finding that the brush isn't putting down the paint I want. I go back, I add some more water. That's generally the best advice I can give you, is if you find the brush isn't quite doing what you want, add more water. If you find it's going on too loosely, add more paint. And it's just forever the balance of getting that just right. Oh dear, Siro. You and your tentacles. I've got a bit too much paint on the brush now, so I'm going to take some off. I can kind of just get more on. But the funny thing about this is I'm spending all this time painting in this carapace, but I'm actually going to wash this afterwards, and it's gonna, the edges of this are gonna kind of get smoothed out. But while I am doing some of this, I know I don't have to be perfect. Can you guys see okay, by the way? Still focusing properly, is it? Or is it going funny again? I think I've done alright. Figured it just out. Yeah? No. It's a skink! 100 different things in progress. There's nothing wrong with having 100 different things in progress. Just gotta keep on keeping on. Don't give up. Eventually, you'll have some finished minis. That's the exciting one. Although seeing it start to come together is really one of the most exciting things. I had Tyranids many years ago, and I was no good at painting them. Now that I'm getting back to it, it's been so exciting to see that I can do it now. Only 100 things, I know, right? Right, so my issue now is, how do I do this front carapace? Because I've put the arms on, kind of in the way. So I think I'm going to cover everything on the carapace up to the edge that I can get to. And anything I can't get to, I'm going to assume that you'll never see. I can always top up the paint if I need to. Yeah, this is where leaving the arms off would have been a good idea. And I did think about it. And then I was just like, nah. I'm going to do what I can. This is what wash is for. Because then, if it doesn't... if I miss anything, I'll just put wash over it. You'll see it. A little bit more water. Make sure we've got enough off the brush. And there. More. Just kind of slowly around everything. Did you know at each Warhammer store, the staff have to paint the models that are coming out to display them? And most of the stores are one-man stores. It's a lot. I mean, 33% discount. Nice. Now in the evening, I just have to fill in the details and add the attachments. Perfect, Above Earth. That's a great way to handle it. I will have that drink in just a moment. I just want to try and get this bit done. Because it's a bit complicated. I want to get it out of the way. There was a little bit in there that I think I've missed. Wait, is that just shiny? Just like, I'm getting into some of the tiniest locations, so you guys probably won't see this.
Access
Whoop.
granted. Welcome back,
Ooh.
traveler.
Woo Tilda.
Jamie, thank you for the 71 months. Welcome back. How you doing? How are things going? You getting on alright? You still having to work at the moment? Oh, that reminds me, Dr. Insano, thank you for sharing the stream with your boss. I appreciate it. I was having too much fun memeing to say thank you. Right, your permanent contract. Nice! That's awesome. You gonna grill them for a big pay rise? Be like, I do this job better than anyone else. Show me the money. I'm getting all this done. It's tempting to like draw lines down from here, but I could spend ages doing that. But I have to think to myself, I've got lots of other models to paint. While it would be nice, it'd be killer. Wave style roguelite mode. Probably suck starting out and then get decent in 16 months. 6 months to a year, yeah. I'll have to give it a go when it comes out. It's go like, you do great work here. I do work. Well, I hope that they give you like decent pay, so it's worth staying there. You know, it can be such a pain in the ass finding a new job, especially while companies are currently kind of freezing a lot of hiring because of weird tax changes and things that none of them are prepared to deal with. They need some more paint because they start to get a bit thin. Sometimes you'll put the paint on a bit thin, but all you need to do is go back and do a second coat. Generally it will fix it right up. I also want this coat to be ever so slightly patchy and different in places, because when you put the black wash over it, it gives this kind of natural variation like a real creature. Also, with Fat Shark it really could be 60 months, bro. Right, let me redeem that fluid intake. Also, Jamie, next month, that's 6 years. I think Jamie subscribed to me in my, like, 4th month of streaming. He does it with Prime, so he's forgotten a few times. Right, so we're going to try and go around and do the edge of the carapace on both sides. Let that dry, and then we can flip it over and do the back. Right. Water. So where are we? We're still working our way across here, but with the new paint, I'm just going to go back, do just an extra coat to even it out a bit more, especially under here. Like, under the carapace, I'm going to want it to be a bit darker anyway. There's some nice details, but it doesn't need to show super well or anything. We want the top to show. Could do some no. Got too many things to do. There'd be adding freehand stuff. Especially on Carnifexes, because I'll probably die. I was thinking of like those butterflies that naturally have like a skull on them. I could do some varying shades of purple to work in that skull design. But I don't know. That's the kind of thing I want to add as the squads in the armies gain their benefits from the crusade, which is something that will be really interesting because Death's Head moths. That's what I'm thinking. But you know, every time we do games, the armies are going to gain benefits and things, and their squads are going to improve. And either I'm going to have to paint new models, or I'm going to have to paint like the battle scars and achievements and model them onto these models. So like, you know, if the Carnifexes gain some special attack thing, that's when I could model the like a skull into it and stuff. Actually matter for the gameplay. Only a couple of things. It's explained in your codex, so certain guns will matter. And they'll be like, in the guard there's something called a Vox caster. It looks like a big comms unit. It's that kind of thing. Not that often. I wanted a huge time sink to paint pretty fantasy creatures. There's a lot in this. I mean, you don't have to paint it in any crazy way, and you don't have to model them a specific way. It's only if you want to play the game that you even would remotely think about it. Otherwise, build them and paint them how you want. The only reason I'm avoiding doing all this extra freehand work is because I've got a second Carnifex to build. And you think this guy is big, right? This guy is, well, he's bigger. And he makes babies. Like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's big things in this game. It's great fun. I'm not looking forward to painting it. Technically, even the Psychophage is bigger than the Carnifex. Which is funny because the Carnifex existed before all of these other creatures. It's going to be a bit easier to paint the edge of the carapace on this side. Because it's mostly hidden. In around the edges. I tend to just do a group and I'll do all the edges and then I'll do everything else. Oh my god, here. Hello Bobbington, how you doing? Right. Yeah, like I've got to paint this guy for the combat patrol. And I suppose technically he's bigger than the Carnifex. Like the Carnifex's torso is smaller than this thing's butt. Also, you'll notice I'd taken that off the base. And that was because it was going to make life a lot easier to paint it. But yeah, welcome to painting Warhammer. It's a whole thing. A lot going on, but... Hello, Bradley. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. Do you want to see a finished one? Here's a one I painted recently. Von Ryan's Leaper. I got a few more to paint. I'm trying to get 4 armies painted, one of which is Nids. First army you ever painted? Nice! If you ever want to share any of the stuff you've painted, feel free to join the Discord. I think it's in the description of the stream on YouTube. I'm more of a Twitch streamer, so the YouTube is there to help people find us. yeah, if you want to join Discord and go and share them. Oh, you have one, nice. Yeah, they're great little models. I'm kind of getting back to the hobby after being away for many years, but I have always loved playing it. Pyramids are edible? What? He's dunking a really fancy model in a bucket of house paint and pulling it down. Jesus. Someone wants to pay for the model because the model would cost more than the bucket of house paint. It wouldn't surprise me if that's already been done as well. Also, there used to be these paints where you did actually dunk it in the pot to paint it. You did all the base colours and then you dunk it in the pot and it does all the shading for you in one go. I don't know if they still are a thing these days. I am not using a wet palette because I have one, but I haven't got used to it. So it's, you know, one thing I've learned from painting over the years is use what you're comfortable with. And then when you're ready, try different things. Dip shading, yes, that was it. Contrasts are kind of a similar refinement of that old way of doing it, yeah. Drop it in the bucket and lose it, yeah. That's true too. But yeah, I don't use a wet palette because I haven't put in the time to learn using it properly. And so I'm not using one. Simple as that. I'm sure at some point I'll go back and I'll sit and learn to use it. I've got it sitting there waiting for me. It's just a case of being ready to do so. I've got to be careful I don't paint the back of the arm. I think that's the best I can do for that. That's fine. Down here. Get in this gate. Under here. Sorry, I'm leaning in the way again, aren't I? Sorry, chat. Do they still have them? Gloss over everything too much. Yeah. Hello, Francois. Wet palette is overrated if you're not mixing paints. That's a very good point. Although I'm normally mixing water in to keep it alive, but equally, like, yeah, I can get... I think I'd probably use less paint, but it's not the end of the world. It's a really awkward. But I kind of get around 8. I'm also someone who generally I don't think about things being overrated, but I do think about things being like unnecessary. Wait, who said? But Bobbington, thank you for the 20 stream streak and Black Biscuit. Yes, I'm doing Hive Fleet Leviathan. Here's his face. What a nice face. He's happy to see you. No worries, Bradley. If you want to see the stream again, don't forget to drop a subscription on the YouTube or a follow on the Twitch, but have a good one. Thanks, Black. You just have to kiss you. Don't really need to. Thanks if you don't overload your brush. I disagree on that one. For me, anyway. I didn't used to thin my paints, but equally I use Citadel, and I find that they flow better if I add a bit of water. I do think that you don't need to do the whole too thin coats thing. If you do it, it all depends on the paint and how you want to do things. I think that's important to note, but I personally prefer to water down my paints a little bit, help them flow. Oh, Alan, are you enjoying seeing the painting? Yeah. Right, so I've purpled the edge of the carapace. Now we've got all this to do. So I am using Xerius Purple, I think is how you pronounce it. Hello, Honky Bonky. What a great name. I love it. Polymer Sculpt. Oh, sucks. No worries. What's Polymer? Yeah, I've only got Citadel paints because that's what I used to use, so I came back to that, and also someone gave me a load of them, and so just kind of stick with it. There's a couple of colours I've thought about trying, but I also prefer the pots than this becomes a headache. Wait, what? That's your boss? Nice. Well, welcome to the chat. I really appreciate that Dr. Insano gave you the link to the stream. We'll try not to make him look too bad. Right. I don't know why I've chosen to continue with the tiny brush. Overbrushing doesn't work really well if your paint's thin. Yeah, that's why I don't thin it too much. I just thin it enough so like so that it will paint nicely. I don't think you should water down your paint. I don't believe in the whole thing where some people say like you can't water down your paints too much, because you bloody well can. Huh. Seen some of your stuff? Ooh, I would like to see some of your stuff. If you want to, you can join the Discord and drop some pictures in there. That'd be the easiest way for me to see it. What have you been painting? Is it like Warhammer or is it other stuff? Very cool and responsible and looks at Smudge. Nice. He's niche. Nice, Tia. Keep adding new paint. True. But yeah, I would love to see what you've been painting. Also, chat, if you want to keep up with what I'm painting, because I do a painting stream once a week, but I paint more than that. So if you would like to see what else I'm working on, follow me on Instagram. It's Wolf Machina on there, or follow me on Blue Sky. That's Wolf Machina on there as well. Now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around and just do this edge at the top so that I don't accidentally get the arms at all. And this is just like a protective... Oh, am I in the right place? I'm in the right place. This is just like a protective bit, just to get all the edges. And so if I go in with a large brush, I won't accidentally get the arms while trying to, I don't know, get this nick in the armor, that kind of thing. It is Wolf Machina on almost every social media. In fact, I think it's on every social media, except for like one. Although in the last couple of years, someone going by Wolf_Machina has come into existence, and they're like, I think they're a rapper. Valera Restorer. Catches joint. Oh, that sucks, Sonky. I'm sorry, it got destroyed.
Your
Or yoinked out of
presence is
existence.
appreciated.
Black, thank you for the follow. It's most appreciated. Try not to judge Dr. Insano too harshly while here. Yes, I know. I need to get the domain. We can sort that out. But yeah, on SoundCloud I am not Wolf Machina because the guy, the musician is. Which was fortunate for him, but really I should have got the username Wolf Machina so he realised he wouldn't be able to get it on other socials. Sorry, I'm doing that thing where I'm starting to paint up the carapace and I actually don't need to. Just get all these edge pieces so that there's no white dips left over, because those are really... Is the focusing still good, by the way? I know I keep asking, it's just that I think this is the first time I've managed to actually figure it out and get it right. And I don't want it to suddenly go wrong and be annoying. Been painting Eldar lately. I did some I'm doing Ulthway because I'm doing 4 armies at the moment for a campaign that I'm going to be running. I'm doing Ulthway Eldar, Crimson Fist Space Marines, and Death Corps of Krieg. This campaign's been in like the planning for years, probably a couple of years now. When I ironed out the armies, it was just by luck that as I was getting around to actually doing them all properly, they all got their new codexes and stuff and new models. I was like, oh, this is definitely going to get updated. My Wolf Machina stream? I know. Thanks, Sarah. I will do that in just a second. Let me just get the edge of this carapace painted real quick. Definitely a second coat. But yeah, one of the things about painting is trial and error. There'll be things you'll try and you'll be like, this is rubbish. How can I do this better? And then you'll go away and do some research or have a think about it. And you'll come back and be like, oh, okay. And then it just kind of works. Hello, Casey. How are you doing? Right, I've got to do a stretch. Iandon. I started out with Iandon, but I changed my mind. I completely understand doing the inverse for the vehicles because that's a lot of yellow. Right, there we go. I've redeemed seat fluid intake. By the way, this is how the carapace ends up looking. I think it works out quite well on these older models. Yeah, I'm doing alright, thank you. Just working on this Carnifex. And hoping that this brush isn't going to split into a million pieces when I use it. Basically, I like the patience to paint anything. Even when I played D&D a lot, I didn't get any minis because I couldn't be bothered to paint. That's fair. And just like die. Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Casey. By the way, if you're wondering who I'm talking to, I'm also talking to my Twitch chat. Twitch is kind of my main chat, my main streaming location. So if you want to hop over there, you are more than welcome to. But I will continue to chat with you even if you're on the YouTube side. Nothing wrong with that. There is something wrong with this brush, however, because it does pick up a lot more water than I want it to. Let's see how we get on with this. Well, that black is boring to paint. Ah, that's fine. When you've got to paint 4 armies, you kind of end up making at least one of them one that you we'll paint less. Also, to be fair, I think most of the foot troops are Dire Avengers. And the plan for the campaign is that the Eldar will be more of a kill team, but they'll earn the same things that the that they'd earn from playing a Crusade game. I have a whole plan for it. It should be really cool.
Your presence is appreciated.
Hello, Wasserhan. Thank you for the follow as well. How are you doing? Why is it a great name, TF? Hang on, you speak the related language. Please explain. I'm not multilingual enough for this, or at all, to be fair. Can you explain? Oh, is you from YouTube? Nice. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming over. It's a terrible, horrible experience. I agree. Means faucet. Oh, of course. That's incredible. That is a hell of a username. I love it. I'll try and call you Casey, though. I don't think you want me to just call you Faucet all the time. I'll end up calling you Tap, for short. Right. So I'm just trying to get all this done. I've kind of gone for Carnifex from Space Marine 2. Now I have to be careful because I need to leave these vents, the little bits on the vents, in white so I can wash them. So I'm not going to do the outside of this with this big brush. I'm going to try and do the main colours and then kind of come back to it. See how we get on. Welcome to the cult. Wash your hands. What? Oh, is that like the direct translation you mean? Anyway. Everyone's having a good Thursday. Those air vents or breathing tubes. So I believe they're like breathing. Like this is where they breathe from. Because in equally weird stuff, Carnifex's butt, which I forgot to do the yellow wash on actually, I need to go back and do that, has an eye on it. Can you see it? It's, let me grab a paintbrush that doesn't have paint on it. Just here, that's an eye. I need to put some yellow wash on it to paint it, because I've completely forgotten to do it. Right. One thing I want to do, I think I'm going to try and hold it by the scything talons most of the time. I really don't like painting with this brush. I'm going to end up needing to buy a bigger fancy brush for the bigger models at this rate. Because this is not going to work out well. Okay. Slowly getting this purple. Good thing about it being watered down though is it is going to get into the recesses. Not that that matters too much because we're going to put a black wash over everything. Quite a heavy one too. I think I underestimated just how much purple I'm going to have to paint. This brush is horrible. Alright, Wassa. Step near a stick and bam, eye gouged out. That's true. Dirt and dust in your eye. Yeah, the idea is it's for the tail weapon. So the eye is controlling the tail weapon like it's a separate little butt brain. I think inspired by the theory that, I think it was it the T-Rex had a brain in its butt or something? Right, I'm going to get this eye done because use this brush. This is why I have two of these high quality brushes because one of them slowly by to using washing. A little bit more. Okay, that's one side. The other side is a bit harder. Okay. I think I may have got a little bit of yellow in the wrong place, but that's fine. Got yellow bot eyes. Thank you for the 4 bits, Wassa. The good thing is that Tyranids have no holes out of which to excrete poopy or pee-pee. Right. I need a bigger brush. But not like these weak ones. I think I've got an unused... Ah, here we go. I need a specific brush for this and I haven't used it. Thank you for a further 3 bits, Wassa. If you want to trigger an overlay thing, it takes 10 bits. If you want it to do text-to-speech, you need 100. It's just things kind of balance. They have no holes there. Mouths. Literally, the idea is that they move around and anything they eat just gets taken back. They get broken down in the hive back into biomass. And then they can be created again. Tyranids don't really have any individuality. Thank you for another 2 bits, Wassa. They are, as it were, kind of brainless creatures that just act like wild creatures until the hive mind takes them. Really interesting, way of functioning. Thank you, Wassa. That's kind of you. I appreciate all the bits. Or I'll end up putting them towards another paint. This is a real pain. I think I might need to pull out this additional lump of paint stuff. Break this off easily enough. Well, not break it, but lift it. Thing is, I've got a fresh pot of this. So I could switch over to it, but there's loads of paint still in it. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the lid off so I can get at the... There we go. Okay, move you out of the way. Take this lid off. That's in there. You can see this big dried bit. It looks like the inside of a mouth. I don't know how it's ended up turning into that. We're going to use an old pair of clippers. Just kind of half clip. My hands are too small. Too big for this small pot. Thank you for the... Oh, I can't count that. Is it 10, 11? 10 bits! You triggered the overlay. Alright, I'm just trying to figure out if I can get this out of here. And I think the solution is I actually have tweezers. This is causing us some issues getting to the rest of the paint. Thank you again for another 10 bits. There we go. So now I can actually get into the paint pot. I'm going to leave that on my tile to dry out because that's... Right, now we can actually get to the paint that we want and use it to keep painting, rather than wasting a load and having to open the pot. Eat the paint. No, I'm not eating the weird bit. Right, there we go. Fresh paint. And actually get to it in the bottom of the pot. And when I shake it up, it should go into the lid, which is the most useful bit. What is that? Is that a rocket? Forbidden chewing gum. It wouldn't last very long. There we go. So now I've got some paint up in the lid. That's way easier to deal with. Now my only issue is I really should be holding it by these. But I've got this new brush I got out. I'm going to mix up some fresh paint. Got some fresh paint there. It all mix. We're just gonna get this on. I have to say, once you get a high quality paintbrush, going to anything else is not fun in comparison. And it makes me sad. It makes me want to buy a larger brush, but equally I don't need one. Get the inside of this done. Wasting food. Oh no. By the way, chat, we are only 96 subs away from our monthly sub goal. We're well on the way. Get a bit thick again. Water. Brushing it over. Mix into the paint I've already done. A bit. Won't look perfect, but it doesn't need to. So under the edge of the carapace here. Okay. Yeah. Recesses. This is going to take a little bit, but when it's done and it's washed, you'll see why it was worth all the time. What if I just don't prime a piece and still glue it on anyway? Too annoying. Can I just paint normally on top? The paint will come off really easily and it'll be annoying. It's not worth not priming generally. But there's nothing wrong with just gluing it onto the model and then spray painting the whole thing and painting it. I mean, I rarely work in sub-assemblies. I mean, like, what I'm doing now with the 3 parts, that's a lot for me. Normally I don't bother. Or I just take the model off of the base. I think the thing I've most done in sub-assemblies was guard heavy weapon teams. I took all the people off and painted them individually. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Should result in some varying colour. Will look really good. I also need to get in here as well. It'll take a while. It's going to be annoying. There's a sniper rifle that's impossible to pin. Oh, stick it onto the sniper rifle. Why would you not? Surely it won't be in the way. I don't know, I normally put their gun arms on and then paint them. Wait, drill? What? Hey, Pasuri, how you doing? Things going alright? Oh, what's happening with drills? I must have missed it. Yeah, sorry. Painting takes a lot of my attention. Is this related to your compressor stuff? You never accidentally drunk paint water, then I assume you haven't painted much? I have never actually accidentally drunk paint water. Unless you count, like, straightening bristles using my mouth. You good? And plugs. Oh, okay. You've definitely drunk paint water. Oh. Is this like how I'm in IT and I'm not a furry? Or I was in IT and I'm not a furry? Is it a similar thing? My concern right now is I'm going to have to paint the outside of these smokestacks carefully with a smaller brush. Are you not a furry? No! I've never been a furry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry all the viewers that think I'm a furry, I'm just not. Escaped before it happened. Alright, Tori, see you later. Hope work's going well for you. The nice thing is, this doesn't actually have to be like perfectly even. Because the wash will even it out and it will add some variation that just looks natural. The only thing I want is the recesses to be darker than the open panels, just so that overall it still adds up and makes sense. But my god, there's so much surface area to paint here. And I have to be careful because I don't want to catch the wrong thing. If I get a load of purple over one of these arms, I'm done. I don't hate furries, I'm just not one. I've had plenty of friends that are furries. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just not one. I understand enjoying characters and all of that. Oh, I nearly accidentally painted the wrong thing there. That would have been really... I'm gonna have to zoom in so much more when I paint something else. But this focus fix has been amazing. I think it's just right. Oh, came close. Yeah, I figured out what to do. I set it to variable. There's a focus I can move around, and there's a larger one, so I moved it to exactly where I normally sit to paint, and it's staying in that focus. In a sec, I'm going to switch back to my other brush. Do the edges of the vents. So I can kind of mark out where I'm painting. Hopefully avoid any mistakes. Just on my monitor. Okay. I mean, to be fair, the camera is set to 4K and then stretched across the 1080p canvas, so that the what's left is still 1080p, but it's closer and a better focus than what I want. Right, it's looking very purple now. But to turn the rice on, are you making me rice, Bovington? But yeah, is it good? Are you guys liking this? Because if this is working out, doing this every week on a Thursday is quite doable for me, especially because it's my last. It's kind of the last day of my working week, as it were. So it's a nice way to kind of round off the week for me. Good, nice, glad. Hopefully, continue to do this then. Oh, I've put my hand in the wrong place, but I need something to lean on. Please. But yeah, if you enjoy all my painting stuff, make sure you're following me on Instagram or Blue Sky. But Instagram especially is where I kind of look for stuff and chat with people and things, so it's a good place to be if you want to talk minis with me. Oh, lost grip while I was looking at chat. I didn't even remember you're streaming. Wonderful. I'm cooking on and got distracted by the microwave. So the microwave curry will be ready for the rice. Oh no! The curry will have to wait. You can always warm it up, reheat it a bit. Wouldn't be anything wrong with doing that. Once it's all prepped, you can always just chuck it all together and then heat it for 60 seconds. Somewhere here I saw white, I meant. Not sure where. Oh, here. Little indents I've missed. These actually don't matter too much because once I do the wash, it normally covers a lot of these issues and missed bits. And with the old moulding of this thing, there's just lots of bits that I'm not going to get very easily. I spent so long removing the mould lines on this thing, it took me longer than building the hexagon. And that thing's like 4 times the size of this. Meta-owned property, not like that. That's okay. You can follow me on Blue Sky. I have that for that reason. I know Meta's not great, but I've made a lot of Warhammer friends through it. It's been really nice. Particularly Baroth is a great one that I chat to. First Rank Fire, also a really good one. He was in chat I think either last stream or the stream before. And there's a couple of Krieg specific guys. One of them helped me source some old parts that I have to build and paint for the campaign, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. Also, just don't people. Well, honestly, I'm not very good at it either. What I do is I don't really understand the social etiquette of liking things. I don't know if I'm just supposed to like everything I see that's from someone that I'm like, I like their content generally. I'm not very good at that. But when I watch a story, if I'm watching it and I'm like, I could say a funny thing to that. There's a box at the bottom and I just go, send message. I don't even think about it. I just am like, I could say a funny. Here's a funny. And if they like it and they chat to me, great. If they don't like it and they don't chat to me, well, fuck them. Glad you like it, Bobbington. Always good when a food works out. Okay. I have had to recoat a lot of this a couple of times. I think I'm getting there. But yeah, the wash will make a big difference to all of these locations and stuff, and shading. I hope. I'm pretty sure we'll get to it today. And I really want you to see how it looks when you shade it, because it just makes the biggest difference. Oh, thanks, Sarah. I'll do that in just a sec. £1 off the Asda shelf. Nice. That's a decent little deal right there. For £1. Not a bad little Thursday night meal. You know? How are we doing on the music? Where are we now? Hero of the Imperium, Caiaphas Cain Suite. I don't know what this is from. Just kind of doing the playlist and seeing where it takes us. But it shouldn't be on the VOD with the way that I've got it. Could be wrong. Might end up on the VOD and parts of it will be muted, but all I did was paint a model, so they can get over it. It's fine. I also don't know how that works on YouTube. So the outside of this I've left because I'm going to go back with my size 0 brush and get around the edges of these little vent areas. So I'm like shaking around a lot. The edge of these little vent areas here. So I don't want to accidentally paint them. I'm also going to paint the these sections in purple as well. These little sections here. Are you saying we have to kiss? What? Neural what? Oh my god, Passera, I just saw your giant. It's nonsense. Of course. Thought we were eating it. You have to show it a good time first. Apparently. Oh my god. Get this all good. I have to say, it's seeming like Thursday is going to be the painting stream day, hey? Although next week it might be model building if I've gotten onto doing the Krieg. We'll have to see. How are we getting on for time? We're halfway through the stream. The worst thing about giant monsters is not having a good way to hold on to them, though. Not in a sexy way before anyone gets any ideas. Probably water this down, it's starting to get a bit funny. Okay. Water. What? I'm not holding them in a sexy way. Holding them in an I need to paint them way. Not like one of my French girls. I know what you're like, chat. I have to preface so much of what I'm saying with not in a sexy way. I'm going to get you all into Warhammer and you're all going to end up telling me that you're going to play some Ash. I already know it. Ash wants to... Oh, good. Right. Let's get all this. Considering how much space we've got to paint, I think it's going fairly well. Okay. Get all this color blocked in. Excuse me. Oh my god, it's getting worse. Yeah, in a sexy way. Oh my god. This is why I said you'd probably all play some Ash. I've got to stop relayering stuff, I've got to let it dry. Let it dry, then do the next coat. And it comes out way nicer. Plus the black wash will fix a lot of stuff. So my next thing to do, stop using this brush, go back to the size 0 fancy brush, because we've got to paint the outside of the smokestacks. Avoid some stuff. Speed painting 2.0 for beginners. Are you talking about Army Painter? It seems okay. I've never used it, so I can't tell you. It's probably fine. Apparently the new formulation is as good as Contrast, but personally I stick with Citadel because it's what I know. And I have always stuck with Citadel because it's what I know. The only way I would move to another set of paints is if the company sent me some stuff to try out. Don't know that will ever happen. So for now I stick with what I know so I can definitely paint and enjoy it. Otherwise I'll spend forever trying out different paints and just be like, I never settled and now I don't have anything finished. And I don't have the time to be doing intense research and testing out paints. Especially when I'm currently painting the army that Ciro is going to be playing. Not me. However, I have some really cool ideas for the campaign where I'll get to play some stuff. Now, you guys don't need to send me other paint. Just keep on subscribing. I'll add stuff to the throne wish list as we need more things. Because our players will earn new stuff for their armies. And so that'll be new stuff I need to purchase and paint. You can help me out with achieving that. Buy a throne. Quite useful, really. And the other day, but for motorcycles, because it's an outlet, I buy one of my motorcycles. Do you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, Mind System? Or do you know how? Or is it just that you'd like to, you know, buy one to tinker with? Is it the tinkering that appeals to you? Or have you just reached your midlife crisis? I'm not saying that my Warhammer is not that. But, you know. Hello again, Tori. You know how to, it's been ages. Oh, really? Cool. Right, need some more paint. My biggest worry about painting this, with having to hold it the way I'm holding it, is that I'm going to rub a lot of the paint off, which would be a real pain in the butt. But at some point during this, I may end up pinning it. What is this from? Are we still on Legio Symphonica? That's crazy. 2/3 of my life crisis. Yeah, but I've gone back to it. Although I've never actually stopped Warhammer. I've always still picked it up and messed around with it occasionally. But I suppose, yeah, it's just always been a hobby of mine. Cafe Racer style. Oh, I like those, yeah. No longer in production. Why don't you negotiate with the boss, purchase the part, and build it at work? I bet you the boss will let you do it based on like how work has been for you. You can tell him your intention to kind of build it, and then he'll probably put the stuff aside. I don't have a midlife crisis because my life ain't mid. Nice. Let's get bits. I'd really like to move on from painting purple, but it is probably like 2/3 of painting a Tyranid army in High Fleet Leviathan colours. I wonder if anyone would commission me for this level of quality. I used to do commissions a long time ago. One of the builders at work is buying his piece by piece. One of the current models. Gas tank. Oh! Ask the boss if there's one kicking about. There's a chance that either they've got one kicking about, or it's something he can order in. There's always a chance, you know. Don't give up. I want to see you do this. I think it'd be really cool for you to kind of take us along on your journey of building a motorcycle. Because I would love to see that. I'm always really interested in mechanical stuff, so. Fab stuff's done locally. So he might even tell you, like, oh, it was made by these guys. I'll get an order done of one for you if you want it. Here's the price, or whatever. Just don't want you to give up so easily, Mind System. I want everyone in my community to have all the things they want in life. Partially because then I get to see all the cool things that you want to do. Unusable for production. Yeah, so you said all the fabrication work is done locally. So your boss might be able to be like, here's who fabbed it. Ask them for this. Or I can put one order in with them and they'll send it over. And then you just pay him out of your wages or whatever. I'm just, you know, I like to try and help people make things possible. I think it'd be really cool to do that. Because you've mentioned it a few times, which suggests that you would really like to if you could. Right, so that's how it ends up looking for now, which is not amazing, but it's okay. Once the wash goes on, that's when it starts looking fancy. 7K. But you could do it over time. You could get parts, you know? But yeah, see how you feel about it. Maybe once you've been there a year, you'll be like, actually, I don't really want it. Or they'll come out with something newer and you'll be like, that's cooler. One of my neighbours has a... Well, one of my parents' neighbours now has a cafe racer style motorbike. It's cool. It's got like a black and cream checker on the fuel tank. Oh, this one's nearly been lost in the paint. Overdone the spray paint. Although, to be fair, the spray paint was on its way out when I did this, so probably just a bit funky. Or it wasn't very there in the first place, to be fair. These old molds are not great. Not these days, anyway. It's actually been really rewarding to be able to go back, paint these old models properly, compared to when I first painted them. See the logo really above Earth. That's amazing. That's done. So once I've done these vent sections, I'm going to go back and I'm going to have a look through everything and just make sure I haven't missed anything. It's going to take a little bit, but that's part of painting, right? Sometimes it just takes time. Bikes into the database. Such a fun idea. How do you get stuff in the capture database, though? Could we do something stupid and get, like, my... How does it work? I always thought it was just trying to get people to answer questions that the bots couldn't, so that they could record new data that didn't have automatically. Thank you, Honky Bonky. I like your username. I think it's a good username. Don't forget, chat, if you're enjoying the stream as much as Honky Bonky is, drop yourself a follow so that you can catch us in the future. It looks like I'm going to be streaming this every Thursday. Otherwise, I do play a lot of different games and things, so if you're looking for something to kind of chill and watch or find something funny, you're welcome to come back and see all the silly rules we put into games and all the silly things we do. Quite an open and welcoming community, so all are welcome. I gotta redeem peak fluid intake because I haven't done it. And there's the Discord for you as well. Yeah, if you want to share your sculpture, as Mind System says, join the Discord and check and drop it in the art or miniatures channel, whichever you feel is more appropriate. Right, chat, I'm just going to go and grab a tissue because I've got a runny nose. I'll be back in a second. There we go. Sculpture is off topic. What? What do you mean? It doesn't need to be Warhammer. We do lots of different things in the community. If it's art or if it's You know, well, if it's a piece of art, you can share it. Yeah, you can post whatever is of that category. It doesn't have to be Warhammer. It doesn't have to be. There's lots of options. Like, I just want to see cool art. I don't just do Warhammer stream. That's the whole thing. Okay. How are we finding this still, chat? Still easy to see? And okay? Yes, Lego often gets shit. And Alistair, yeah. Regularly shares their various space-themed stuff. Be awkward to paint around. A bit more water. The chat, can you guys still see okay? We've been happy enough with the image, and I know I keep checking in, it's just I've never had one go a painting stream go quite this smoothly before. It's basically a Christmas miracle. In the art category, and there's art or there's miniatures, whichever you feel is appropriate. Leaning too far forward? Oh. Because I'm having to kind of look over these arms at the moment. Just while I'm doing this bit. Okay, I think the base colour for the carapace is done. A little bit in here. What is this music? It's got to be... Yeah, it's Mechanicus. I knew it. Nice above Earth. Right, so that's the base for the main carapace. I know it looks super flat, but we're gonna fix it. How many drills did you buy from your old work? Above Earth? This is a lot of drills. Hey, Bond. They sure are. Oh, let me show you a finished one. Well, the base isn't done, but Here is a Von Ryan's Leaper. A shrimp spine. Yeah, kind of does. Oh god. The goals are beyond your understanding. 11? I'm sorry? 11? Why'd you buy 11 drills? Yeah, the detail. Honestly, the detail on these has gotten so much better than it used to be. Crazy. I love coming back to it and being like, wow, this is high detail. Oh, you need to you need to verify your account or wait for 10 minutes. It's the whole thing. They were cheap, but what are you going to do? You're going to change the sockets and then sell them? Also, I just want to check. You're not changing the sockets because they're like the higher voltage sockets, right? You're changing the sockets because it's a different country's socket. Just for safety reasons. You're not about to light your house on fire. I just want to be sure Above Earth isn't about to give away electrical damaging things. Because that's how you start a fire. Right, so what I'm probably going to do is paint the carapace on the scything talons, then do the black part before I do the wash. Miniatures will be fine if it's a small sculpture. Yeah, or art. Either one of those will work. It's the camping style plug. Oh, I know what you mean. Right, yes. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm just checking. I don't want you to accidentally start a fire or... Just making sure you're gonna be safe and stay in one piece. Oh, Dawn of War 2, let's go. Yeah, chat's very nice. They'll understand. Make sure while you're waiting you read the rules of the Discord. But they're not very complicated. Yeah, art sounds good. Sorry, I'm kind of getting this all over the place because I'm painting those awkward bits. It's surprising how much the music has changed over. Miniature is basically anything less than full size. Yeah, that's pretty true, to be honest. But it's not a problem, like... It fulfills both categories, so... Puts it neither. I've also just realised I can just paint straight on the blade, so I don't need to worry too much here. Because the blade itself is going to be black at the end. Normally I paint these the same colour as the blade, but because of the size I feel like it should be purple. Exactly my system. Did Magnus betray... Oh.
Your presence is appreciated.
I think Magnus was a tryhard at the wrong time. Bonky Bonky, thank you for the follow. Glad you've been enjoying the stream enough to drop that follow. It's most appreciated. Need some more paint. Water. Fortunately, I can kind of lazy paint in this section. Only the first part that I had to do right. Then I'll come back and do the blade later. Now that I'm kind of regularly painting again, I should probably pretty up the scene. It's a bit blank in comparison. A full-sized Carnifex model, and the room's dark. Oh god. It is an amazing username, yeah. Honky Bonky. Bit more paint, a little bit more water. Eventually we will get to actually wash this and it will result in some great looking carapace. I can't believe like the difference in Warhammer music, like how varied it can be. Longer. Brush again. Not that they're not available anymore. What is Neural saying now? Right. Move that quick. A little bit more water. Get it a bit smooth. Sounds more like Halo. I like how as soon as I start focusing on something, that starts talking about anime. 9 times out of 10. Wolf hasn't set the topic. Anime! I just find it really funny. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's funny. Okay. But I'll do a little bit of detail. coming a bit soon. It's all up near the top that the real issue is. Not too bad. Roll. I know it gets a bit repetitive at this point, chat. It's just because got 4 arms. Got to do the same thing 4 times, unfortunately. Okay. And anime segues in chat. Number 9 will surprise you. Sexy versions, oh god. Yeah. Is it an art? Nice, Honky Bonk. Sure. Right. What is Apothecary Diaries about again? I keep seeing stuff about it. Well, actually, I just keep hearing you guys talk about it, and I've no idea. Like, what is it about? Sorry, chat, you won't be able to see this bit. Just because of the app. Like an ancient pseudo-China girl gets forced to be a servant. There's medicine, poisons and stuff. Hijinks ensue. Oh, that sounds cool. One day I'll get a Crunchyroll subscription and properly watch a bunch of these animes instead of waiting for them to appear occasionally on Netflix. I think I'll go through and paint the edges on all of these and then go back and do the infill. Oh, especially because I keep knocking paint off of... Oh no, I've just missed these areas, so let's get... You would not believe how long it took to clean all the mold lines off this thing. It's such an old model. Bureaucrat to villainess. Dad's been reincarnated. What? That is an interesting name for a show. And I know the title basically tells you what it's about. But what the heck? Basically taking the piss out of video game villainous Carnation stories. Oh. Make the show's premise. I know, right? Word mashing is how they name like those actual gamer packages, right? Like pre-order Call of Duty Super Elite Mega Pack. At one point it was so bad that I actually didn't know which version was what of a release thing. Actually, I had that problem with Space Marine 2, unfortunately. I ended up buying the Gold Edition, which is different than the Ultimate Edition. It absolutely slays. Okay. I need to check that one out. The website you posted originally in Japan didn't have a summary section. Oh. So all those edges are painted. Let's get this other one done. Oh! I haven't watched Freerun yet. It's on Netflix now. And I still haven't watched it yet. I've been watching a show on Disney Plus called Abbott Elementary. Has the guy from Everybody Hates Chris in it, and like it has the guy who played the kids, Chris, and basically about teaching in America, but it's really fun. A trope, or it's still an issue because no summaries. Who knows at this point, honestly. Maybe people are too afraid to ask. Or maybe they're just so set in the ways. You know, Japan and tradition and all that. The only thing I don't like about giant monsters. Because I've had to do it in sub-assemblies, can't hold it by the base. So I'm going to have to top up the paint before I do the wash. I'm also going to have to figure out how I'm going to sit this while it's washed. Thank you for the 1 bit, one sir. Welcome back. Oh yeah, Sakamoto Days. Don't know if I've watched the latest episode. Might end up pinning this so I can leave it stood upright. Actually, I have an idea. Not sure if it'll work, but I'll give it a go in a minute. This thing has a hole in it for the waist joint. And I have some sticks that I use for when I need to spray paint specific stuff. I even have the spiky end here, actually. What I'm thinking is, can I get this to stick in the waist? Which I can... Oh! Okay, not as great as it could have been. I think I need to take a bit off... Yeah, I need to take a little bit off the end of the spike. Where are my clippers? Where about... Oh, there they are. Over there for some reason. Take a little bit off the end. That properly stuck in there. So now I have a stick by which to hold this. Now the only issue is, can I attach it to a paint pot properly? Or is this just going to fall over? Oh yeah, that's not very balanced. But at least I've got a stick by which to hold it, so that's an improvement. Okay. That should do. So, more purple paint. Down. Then, was the last side I was painting. Not this side. Okay. Okay, this stick mounting point is working much better than I thought it would. Oh no, Bobbington, quick! Get your charger. Oh. Oh, there we go. Yep, the stick shoved in its waist was the solution. Seems to be working pretty well at the moment. So chat, are you enjoying having a painting stream? Would you like more? Would you like this to be every Thursday? What do you think? How are you feeling about it? Yeah? I have a lot to paint, so, you know, it only helps me, really. It's alright, Bubba. It's a good thing to have just to kind of, you know, listen to the background. Oh, and chill. Yes. Yeah, these seem to summon you back to chat, don't they, Alistair? It's always good. Wolf's painting a mini or building Lego? I'm there. You're making food? Food are you having? Well, I'm sure you've just disappeared. We'll find out in a bit. think the camera has improved a lot. Well, Paracordis was a huge... Was it Paracordis? No, who was it who helped me with the camera? Or was it Paracordis? I can't remember now. It was someone who felt like they'd messed up, but actually they helped a lot because they helped me to understand how the camera works more, and so I could do a lot more fixing. Oh, it was Dizork, yes. He's worried he broke everything, but actually he helped me to understand it all a bit better, and that's how I managed to make the one change that has now fixed everything. After we also made the changes that he suggested, which have made a huge difference. Getting a little tired of painting purple now. I'm ready to go on to the next paint, you know. This is the part I find most tiring of painting, is that doing the purple just takes time. And when it's done, it's really rewarding. Like, it looks so good. But just take... I've now been painting Carapace for an hour. The next step is to wash it all with black. And then just kind of leave it alone for a bit. Gotta dry. The lower siding talons are done. I'm probably going to do all the black parts next and then do the wood. Are you going to put the Twitch logo on this guy? Oh my god. Just because he's purple. Jeez. We've got to paint all these little spikes black. Get them to retain the paint. I'm going to have to matte varnish all of these spikes. Otherwise they're going to end up being black with white dots on the top of them. How am I doing? If I rubbed any more paint off anyway. Like a little bit. Now I've got him stuck on this stick. I wish the stick was longer. But otherwise it's pretty good. Working pretty well. Right, so let's infill the larger siding talon parts. Then we can start the next colour, which there'll be less to infill for, and then do some washes and do some interesting stuff. High Fleet Twitch, R2. Parmesan cheese pastaroni. Ooh. Twit tyranny. Yeah, that's true. Although, High Fleet Leviathan has been around longer than Twitch's website, as far as I'm aware. Which is Tyranid purple. I mean, I guess so. Tyranids ain't Twitch purple. Also, with this being so much bigger, I'm concerned about going off the screen and stuff, but I seem to be doing alright. Make 2 layers. We'll get one. And the plane crash. Oh. Okay. There you go. A bit more centered. Little tiny bit of paint in the wrong place. Fine, I can fix that. Do the other one? Nope. Okay. Take a little bit. Alright, so right now, the main goal is to just get this all covered in purple. It doesn't have to be all the same. I am going to go back and recoat some of this, but that's just because on the weapons I feel like it should be a bit darker. Overall, that's fine. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do the other large scything talon, then I'm going to look it over. I can move from there. Hello, Francois Maron, who speaks suspiciously like Johnny. Can we lick the Carnifex? God. It's definitely Johnny. Balatro used up all your brain cells today? Oh no. This has happened. A video game has done this to me before as well. Usually it's Minecraft and trying to figure out how to build certain things. Gambled away their brain cells. Did you bet your brain cells? Sorry. That would be silly. I am hungry. I didn't even manage to win. Oh no. I mean, to be fair, having a day where you just don't get any wins in Balatro is relatively normal. I'm not enjoying holding this model so far away from where I'm painting. But I kind of have to. I'm going to hold it without wrecking bits on the model, so... This is where we are. This is our current situation. Food in the food hole. Good job. What did you end up making? Oh no, you told me. I remember now. Orange steak? How do I keep my brain cells? Used up. Oh, by not playing. Yeah. That completely threw me, Johnny. That typo made my brain fault. I had a genuine, like, brain fault for a moment there. That was weird. Apparently, how to use up my brain cells. Read a message typoed by Johnny. That's strange. It's what you didn't have. Keep turning slightly because chat is on the left side of the screen that I'm looking at. It's like I'm turning to face chat when I talk to them. I just can't help it. Just polite, you know, face someone when you talk to them. So don't have much. Yeah, that helps too, Siri. Right. So those are going to need just a quick once over. I think that says please let me lick the Carnifex. Is that what that says, Johnny? Apparently Johnny is French when in the YouTube chat. I'll recoat this side. One of the things I like about this colour scheme is that the way that I do it makes it very different than a lot of other people who paint Tyranids. I always see all these Tyranids where the carapace is really clean and perfect, and it just doesn't feel right. Because Tyranids are creatures destroyed and rebuilt over and over. They're not perfect every time. You know, they're built out of the biomass they can find. In French? Nice, I got it right. Yeah, the way that this ends up being is it's not perfectly even. It's got like variation in the carapace and ends up with all sorts of things. And I really like how that turns out. Which is also why I didn't repaint the carapaces on the ones where I used a different shade of purple. So hard to read books when it's raining. Yeah, the books just get all wet. Right. Let's get this last carapace bit done. Weird angle to have this on. At least you guys can see it okay. What is this song? This is Dark Tide. Hello, Demon Slayer. It's my priming colour. I have gone with... oh my god, what's it called? Do I have another can up here? Oh, I have the paint here. Wraithbone. I used Wraithbone as the primer. Then mixing Magos purple with 4-part technical contrast medium. Wash it. And then dry brush it Wraithbone again, then light dry brush white. And that's how I do the skin. There's no zenithal on this. I find painting with a zenithal really uncomfortable. It just feels weird to me. I find myself trying to even out the colour, so I don't bother. I just, you know, I get a better result for me not doing a zenithal. Plus, getting up to this colour would be horrible. So what you do is that sounds horrifying. That's nothing like what I just said, but okay. So a zenithal skelly Tori is where you spray paint the model black or whatever colour. And then you use another colour, usually white, to add kind of the lighting direction onto the thing. And then when you paint it, it results in kind of giving you a lighting direction. I personally don't care for it. People who do care for it and do a lot of it, comes out really cool. But it's not my personal preference. Anyway, this is what we end up with, which is what I much prefer. Plus, when the skin is this colour, a zenithal doesn't really do a lot other than to make it more painful to paint. Oh, lying right. Okay. What's Monument? Is that a paint brand? Oh, I need to... Right, I've missed a couple of little bits. I'm just going to fill them in. I shouldn't need to, but I prefer to. Not lose that bit of paint. And then we're just going to go in and fill in the things that I've missed where I find them. So there's a few little bits and pieces. It's pretty natural to miss stuff just because when you're painting something this large, you just will. It's part of painting. But you'll find them. Or you just take a little bit of time and you think you're done. Just go around with your brush. Clean up. Okay. So as I was saying, the carapace is intentionally not flat. With the twisty tops. Oh, okay. I didn't know they were who did Pro Acryl. Cool. Since I have black, I could use white to make it look shiny and spotlighted. Looks like you have to use white airbrush. You can just use a white spray paint and do the same thing. It's not my personal preference, but there's lots of options. I would say when you're starting out, don't bother, because it's something to kind of, it takes time to learn and it's a whole headache of its own. that even I haven't bothered with. Right, so I think my next thing is to paint the black. And then we can start getting washes into this to get the actual shading. I have a white spray paint. Oh, okay. Yeah. Get yourself started. Don't get hung up on like, oh, you could do it this way or this way. Just start. Otherwise, you'll never start painting. And you just end up in this forever frozen thing of, oh, I'm never going to do it this way, so therefore I can't. Just start. Because you're never going to do it perfect the first time. You are only going to continue to improve by doing it. Just give it a go. Alright, Passeri. See you later. Have a good one. Thank you for hanging out today as well. Right, so the next job is to paint the black blade parts. Oh, Abaddon black it is. Ooh, I've done that a lot, Tori. And I had to just sit down at one point and go, that's not the type of painter I am. Just gonna do what I know. And in the case of starting out, it's just gonna do what I can. Vomit green? You do know that that used to be the name of a paint colour, right? I'm pretty sure I have a vomit green. Does my wrist hurt? No, my wrist doesn't hurt. It's more my finger and thumb holding this little stick. That's a bit awkward, but I'm alright otherwise. I might actually hold the body to do this bit because it's a little better for doing my focused painting. What's that? Sound. Okay. Water. I will probably have a look after stream, to be honest, because we've only got 40 minutes left. And I need to get as much of this done as I can today. But I will look after stream and you'll get a reply from me, no doubt. In there. I always read everything in the Discord. Chat with people. Flimsy stick. You mean this? It was the kind of only temporary solution I could come up with. I suppose I could have stuck it in the neck hole and that might have been better, but whatever really. Anyway, suffice to say there is a lot to do on this model. It's true, if you write something in the Discord, like in my Discord, I have read it. I have to say, I don't normally join a lot of Discords just because the way that I interact with them, I read everything. So if I was in every streamer's Discord, I would be dying. Also, yes, the black is very black. It's Abaddon black. Not too actually. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd do that, but I'm already finding that's happening. Because I'm in just so many already. Well, like at the moment, I'm in a bunch of Warhammer ones, but will there be non-black over it? Yes, this is a base coat. Wolf isn't using banter black, not the grimdark enough. True. It needs to be black, so I can then highlight it out of being black. But you might not be able to see it as well as when I post a picture to Instagram. Although this probably won't get posted for a while. I'm a bit behind on posting. The thing about the way I've always painted is that I have a tendency to go in and do all the base colours, and then I have lots of fun doing all the washes and all of the changes, and like as it gets washed and it gets highlighted, it's really cool because it all just changes so much from these basic colours to like super interesting and intricate. And you know, although I am doing accurate painting now, it leaves it so that I can be less accurate as I do the colorations and stuff to really fancy it up. Really exciting as you watch it really change. That's why I painted the Carnifex head on its own initially. It was just important to me that you guys could see where it was going. Because now, while I'm doing this, I've been able to refer back and go, here's what it will look like at the end. No? That's a bit dry paint. I want that. Wait. Like I always say, I'm not here to paint like I'm painting for a painting competition. I am painting in a way that I want you to be able to do yourselves. If you ever want to just get an army done. Like, I am a little bit above that in quality, but it's equally like spent a long time finding ways to do it without having to do 50 million layers, you know, stuff like that, because you shouldn't have to get a good looking army. There's plenty of places where you don't actually need to do like even highlights and get away with it, depending on where you paint them. You base in a purple, blue, or dark sea green, like you darknet. Doing black glazes to do black without not actually being black. That's really interesting. That's such a cool idea. If you'd like to share some of that, feel free to join the Discord and drop it in the minis channel. I would love to see anything. This is the thing, I really like seeing how other people do stuff. I think that's really cool, and you know, there's a chance that that may end up making its way into my painting, because initially I didn't think I could even do Leviathan, and I've just figured out how I'm doing it and made it so I can do it cleanly and easily to do an entire army. It wasn't really about it being fancy or whatever. But you know, I've got plenty of like Warhammer friends that I see on Instagram that I'm like, that's a cool idea, I'm stealing that. Don't like the Discord user agreement? Oh, fair enough. I take it you're not on Instagram or anything either. Are you on Blue Sky? How different. Have to give that a little bit to dry. Have to help you be silly and paint the inside of clothes. Nothing silly about it, Tori. If you want to paint the inside of them, do it. Channel on YouTube, that's all you use? Oh, fair enough. If you want to work on, I don't know if you'll have aspirations of growing things, like your channels and that. Social media is important, I'm afraid. It's part of it, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. But yeah, I'm always interested in helping people, Tori, and if you want to paint the inside of your cloaks, paint the inside of your cloaks. Like, do it. If you need any help or advice, you can always ask. I'm perfectly happy to you know, listen and talk about it. We have to be social on this media? I know, right? The worst. Oh man. My spine needs a second. Being social in this economy? I know, right? But in this economy, you have to be. But let's not get political. Can someone do exclamation mark subgoal for me? Oh, thanks, above Earth. Oh, this was like the worst time because I've just put paint on the brush. Oh, I needed that. Thank you. 95. We're well on the way. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I always worry a bit at the beginning of the month because I'm like, oh, by the halfway through the month, we need to be at 200 to make sure we reach the goal by the end of the month. But you guys consistently smash it, and I should just stop worrying. Also, I'm thinking about looking at doing another sponsorship soon, because it's been 3 or 4 months since the last one, and I have to buy a new car. My car has been written off, and that would help with sorting it out. Need it because Frosty sometimes needs my help, and my parents sometimes need my help, so I need a car to be able to go to those people. Oh, for goodness sake. My dark side? You could ask in the gaming channel in the Discord if you want. No one shows up tomorrow. Yeah, it's always the way. But in this case, it's, you know, what if I can't pay the bills? And admittedly, I plan for these things. Like, if that happened, I would go and update my IT qualifications and just go and get an IT job again. I'd be returning to being incredibly uncomfortable every day, but that's why I appreciate you guys making this possible for me so much. Like, in a normal job, I just feel uncomfy all day, every day. I only watch Bone Daddy for now, oh my god. Oh, foxhole, nice. I'll have a look in a minute. Otherwise I'll lose it forever. Music is crazy. Which dark side again? Oh, for Apocalypse? Nice! Cocktail, of course. Right, so this is getting a bit patchy again. I'm gonna need some more paint. I think the good thing about painting all the base colours first, before I do all the washes, is that I can then tidy up anything that wears off. And then doing the wash stuff doesn't require as much of a push. I remember which stream is which. What? How am I going to click on this link? Can I get to it here? Oh, you... What? This is very confusing. Let's go to channel. This channel doesn't have any content? Oh, shorts. I see. What on earth is that? Oh, an armor cast vehicle. Nice. I once painted an armor cast warhound for someone years ago. It's great fun. I love armor cast. I really want one. Oh, these look cool though. Nice. Alright, let's get back to... Yeah, no, I got it. I went and had a look. Yeah, it's looking cool. I like the armor cast. I've always liked armor cast stuff. I just think it's cool. Even though it's not very detailed, because it is just scaled up epic stuff. I wish I had an armor cast, like, Warhound or Reaver. I also just needed a couple of minutes to put down the model and move around a little bit. Oh, the spray paint was on the way out. The way that the paint is spreading on it is really... It's like it's trying to drink the paint. Thing is, the wash is... Okay. Yep. Good. Thank you, above Earth. Oh, I missed Mr. Sauvage asking earlier. This is just a normal Carnifex, it's just zoomed in. That's why I have the first message thing when I should actually look at it. Their name is also a very dark colour, so I might have missed it against the background. Right. So. Oh, I don't. I use Citadel. I'd really like to try using that new brand that does all the different colours. I've forgotten what they're called. They do model spray paint, but it looks a bit powdery. I'm not entirely convinced yet that I should give it a go. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't use those to undercoat. Use Citadel. Citadel and Citadel. The only thing that doesn't work very well with it is their white paint can be a bit funky. I saw Frosty go past singing some made-up song. Weird. Oh. Right. So I've made it onto this side of the siding town. The fact that I've just spent 4 hours painting Carnifex torso should also tell you that
Your presence is appreciated.
I should never do a painting challenge. Dark Game 1625. Thank you for the follow. I'll paint some Walmart brushes. Really? Wow. I'll have to dig out the pre-heresy world eater that I won a competition with. It was one of those things where you had an hour to paint the model, and for some insane reason I went, okay, I'm going to paint white on this black undercoated model you've given me, and I must have done about 40 layers to get through to white. This was also way back in the day when you didn't have any kind of technical paints. So it was shadow grey through Space Wolf grey to white. Mixing multiple layers. Just taking my time. But it turned out really nice. You had all the shading and stuff from shadow grey base. And I even free-handed the World Eaters logo on it. I have no idea how I used to paint so fast. I sure don't now.
Warning. Raid incoming.
M does Twitch. Thank you for the raid. Are you painting as well? I recognise the name, but I can't remember where from. How's it going? Were you painting also? Oh. Just to stop bubbling. Yeah, I've repaired a bit of his claw by accident there. Tip the edge of this purple. Not painting. I'm back after a while of being away. Nice. Well, welcome back. What were you playing? Were you playing game, or have you just raided? I don't know. What were you doing? I don't know how I keep missing the infills on some of this blade. Did. Roblox, huh? I've never played Roblox before. I know it has lots of like people make games inside of Roblox. Bullying on Roblox. Who gives this up? Nice. You mean like, is that a game that you play on it?
I didn't scare you.
No, but you did spit on me when you laughed.
I'm sorry.
Not very nice. Yes, I am broadcasting too simultaneously. You have to make an extra stream key, and then you schedule both.
Hi, Angel.
And then it works.
I be me. I don't know. The full moon at work this week. It's a blood moon tomorrow.
Oh, so the kids are mental then.
Yeah. How are you? Hi, Alistair.
Right. Working my way through. No.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm literally mixing.
No, don't. You're gonna fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
I'm mixing water into paint.
Don't fuck it up.
You keep this up, I'm gonna have to teach you how to paint. And you don't want to learn for some reason. I don't know why.
It's a nerd hobby. I know, I heard it. I am a nerd. Don't. You've got to be really careful. You can't fuck it up, but you've got to be really careful.
Nerd hobby. Look at your own hobbies.
Rusty, tell us something about Wolf, like a random fact. He's gonna eat. Don't fuck it up. Don't.
Tell them a random fact.
I don't know.
You can't think of one, can you?
Oh, I tell you what, it's not kind of a random fact. The first time I told Wolf I loved him was because he took me for a midnight adventure to go to McDonald's, because I'd never been to McDonald's at midnight.
Yeah, you'd never done like late night adventures with
I didn't have any friends to do late night adventures with. I was a sad, lonely child.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it
Was
up.
it only midnight?
Wolf, don't fuck it up.
Was it only midnight?
I don't know.
Because I used to do like at any time after midnight. Be up to like 2 a.m. sometimes.
Okay, well, we've never done a 2 a.m. run.
Yeah, we're both too tired.
We are too tired for that.
Too
It's a good love story.
tired.
I know, right? I know. Loving someone because they bought me McDonald's. The bar was... the bar was so low.
I don't
The
think it
bar
was
was
that.
on the ground.
You must have had a terrible time before me, to be honest.
I think you know that I did.
Yeah, I was quite lucky, really.
What do you mean?
I found you and you had a low bar, so I got to punch up quite easily. Really, I had the best possible chance.
Oh my god. Yeah, the secret to love is midnight McDonald's above her. That and low bars. Oh, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful now.
I just did the complicated bit. I know, you missed your chance.
Oh man. Oh, gentle brush, caress it. Be gentle with it. Treat it like a baby. Like your firstborn.
I was so tempted to rub it. Just to annoy you, but I didn't want to have to repaint anything.
So no phone signal. Eh? I'm ace, so the bar might as well be as That's fantastic. Wolf the flirt master. No. I say this with kindness. No. He's not. It's not your strongest suit, is
Like I
it?
said, I was lucky.
Low bars of phone signal. Oh, right. Oh, sorry, that's dreadful.
What do I have to deal with?
I mean, you chose this life.
Yeah, churro.
Churro?
Churro.
Zero, the churro?
Zero chose to come here.
Yeah. And you invited him in with open arms.
Yeah, I did actually.
Go to
I'm
the
literally
basement and
painting
made
a-
him comfy.
I'm literally painting a model for the army he's going to play.
Ah. Zero, this is a lot of ribs, man. You like ribs? You like them barbecued or honey sauce? Oh, Alistair, now I just want to give you a hug. So could I, Dr. Insano. I actually really like churros, but I can't have them. Ribs
Dr.
for my plate.
Insano.
No! Why'd you make it weird?
Dr. Insano invited his boss to...
Oh, I invited some of my people to my chat, to your chat today.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
because turns out my LSA's fiance is like a massive, like, gamer nerd and is always watching like Twitch.
maybe he's been in.
Maybe.
We've had quite a few new people join us.
I've never had a churro. They're
They're like donuts, but slightly not.
yeah, they're kind of it's a similar batter to
Such a shit description.
such a shit description. It's like a similar batter to donuts, but it's not like a. It's
More
batter
cinnamon.
rather than dough. You don't let it. Wait, Zero, did we not do churros at the Christmas market?
Did I come to the Christmas market?
He did come to the Christmas market because
Oh,
I remember
that
going, why
Christmas
the hell are you
market.
wearing socks and sandals? It's Christmas.
Oh yeah. Also, I've been very happy with how crisp the image has been all stream since I made the game.
Crisp.
It's
Mexican flavour sticks. Yeah. I'm sure we did, Zero. Just means we'll have to do another meet-up and do churros.
Nice. Make sure there's no cheese anywhere near and he'll combust.
Cheese-filled churros is a crime against humanity.
No, I was just saying cheese in general.
Still wearing socks and sandals. Oh, Zero. Zero, I am just going to make this really clear. If you wear socks and sandals to the wedding, you're not allowed in. Mexican place is a place. I love dulce de leche, but it does not love me.
Why doesn't it love you?
Dulce de leche is made with condensed milk.
Oh dear.
Anyway, I should probably go make dinner.
Yes, please. I've been hungry for like the last hour and a half of the stream.
I was so hungry, I had to take a banana out of my snack bowl that's meant for the kids after work. What if I wear thigh highs and flip flops? Zero. Zero, please. Please.
The discount code for my work for some reason for clothing, but it's only valid during a weekend where I'm away all week.
Oh,
So
no.
annoying.
Can you order
Is
online?
is that to pay for your work clothes?
Right.
Is that the idea?
Going to... Ooh, pay link. Ooh.
What's wrong?
Alright.
Hi. New collection for a regular fashion store. Oh. Rachel, focus. There we go, just getting a nice flat colour on that. Nitro. It is a regular Carnifex, but I suppose it is in the Screamer Killer configuration. It's existed back in the day. Now Screamer Killer has its own model. When this Carnifex kit first came out, the idea of it was that you could build it into every type of Carnifex, including the Screamer Killer, based on the old 3rd edition model, but updated to the new style Carnifex, and based on, and also old 1.0, where the crab claws came from. Nice, Alistair. It'll all be sorted. Oh yeah, the thing I was saying before I got distracted. I've been seeing a lot of content creators on YouTube doing this. Can I paint an army in so many hours? Can I paint like this specific model in so many hours? And generally, the answer for me is no. These new nicer brushes have helped a lot, but generally, no. Just take my time. Is the only Carnifex? I mean, originally it was a Carnifex. Like, that's what a Carnifex was. I have the new Screamer Killer model on a shelf near me. But yeah. Good pinch. Oh, that's annoying, Alistair. Ugh. Right, we've got about 5 minutes left, so I'm probably not going to get to the washing stage today, which is annoying. But I mean, here's basically where you end up. You do the dark black wash and do a thick wash of it, it shades it all down and it gets the recesses for you. You then dry brush Gene Stealer purple to highlight, and then follow that up with a lighter dry brush of Warp Fiend Grey, and that's how your purple happens. I also dry brush the black with Warp Fiend Grey rather than Mechanica Standard Grey, because it kind of pairs it in. We also do Berserker Bloodshade on like all the joint parts and all these. And, you know, for a line troop, that's all you need. Nice. Cool. I have a 2nd edition Ownthrope and actually this just happens to be right next to me. Here's a 2nd edition Hive Tyrant. I just happen to have this kicking around. But yeah, I've also got the Zoanthrope. What's funny is, it was from when Games Workshop used to do mail order. That's because it's still in white metal. It's not been undercoated or anything. When that Metal Hive Tyrant came out, I thought they did the White Dwarf, because I got that. I actually have... Here you go. Now, for some reason, I have 2, maybe 3 of these. This is the old metal one. I'm not sure. I have to check my parts. I might have 3. Just kicking around. I also have 4 Bane Blades, which I've kind of gained over time. I'm planning to turn at least one of them into terrain for the campaign, so one of the tiles will have a Bane Blade that's been blown up and kind of stuck in the ground and things. All that? Oh! Right. Let it rip. I actually have a whole box of Beyblades. I need to get those sold. I've had them since I was a child. Right, chat. I'm sorry we didn't quite get the torso done today. But that's going to have to be it for... What is Stormlord version? You mean Swarmlord? Was there a Metal Parts one? I don't remember. I don't know. I stopped playing at the end of 5th edition. What's unacceptable? Oh, selling the Beyblades, yeah. So chat, would you like me to save this for next week? And we'll finish this off and complete the whole Carnifex? Or would you like me to start a new project then? What's the current opinion? Finish the Carnifex next week? Okay, that allows me to keep working on the other stuff on the side, so that works. Okay, I honestly, I don't remember what it looks like off the top of my head. If it doesn't look like that guy. More about the paint stream vibe, so I don't care. Fair enough. Well, in that case, I will hold on to this for next time. And we'll complete the black and do the wash, and then you'll get to see what that's like. But I'll line up something a bit different as well, just so it's not all Tyranids all the time. Because obviously I've got Eldar to paint, I've got Guard to paint, I've got Space Marines to paint, as well as Tyranid. I might try and get some Guard built. I think this weekend we're planning to go and grab some spray paint for me. I've got to get some grey spray paint to make painting the Guard, because they're Krieg easier. But we'll see. Right, for now, let's switch over to the ending screen. And thank you for watching today, guys. Yeah, no towel, I'm afraid. They're a bit difficult to fit into everything. I'll just run the credits. Let's see who is on today. Maybe we can send you to one of my friends. Who have we got? What do I send you over to? Maybe I'll send you... Oh, I could send you to Woolen. Oh no, wait. Pebbles has a lot of people in today. Ooh. What's going on there? That's great. Chat, we're going to raid Pebbles because it will push him over the partner number. And I think that will make him very happy. Okay? Now let's send you all over to Pebbles. Thank you so much for watching today. Please do join the raid. It makes a huge difference to whoever we send you over to see all those people come in and say hello. It's really nice. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I will be back on Sunday. We're going to be continuing 2 Point Museum. Thank you for all the support this week. Thank you for watching and just hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. And good night, everyone. I'll see you all soon.